All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be playing some more of The Crew 2. I actually haven't played this on YouTube in ages. Have I ever streamed this on YouTube? I'm not sure if I've streamed it ever on YouTube, but I've definitely played it on stream before. But there's a new season out. I haven't tried it yet, and we're going to be playing it today because I kind of like that. So let me. You'd think it would be super easy to find my own stream in the YouTube app, but you'd be wrong. Hey Hyper, how's it going? Very late. I'm only like, what, 2-3 minutes late? That's not too bad. I mean, some people could be 5-10 minutes late, you know? That could be worse. Still late though, SMH. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if you'll be able to join Hyper because of how the accounts work. I mean, if you're able to join, then go ahead. All right. Season 7, Episode 1. Into the Storm. Ooh, they've got a new Desert Storm now. An underground 5-stage race to the Mother Road. Make your way through the sandstorm with the new streets, racing cars to drive, new live summits, new motor passes, rewards, and vanities. Cool! I should, actually buy the motor pass here.
Pay attention, please, because I'm not gonna repeat this. If you're hearing this message, it means you've been chosen for your skill, your audacity, and of course, your discretion. This race is 100% off the book, so don't talk about this to anyone for your safety and the organization's.
It's giving me like Watch Dogs 2 vibes.
We're going on a 5-stage race across the U.S. heartland, starting from St. Louis, and all that matters is being the first to cross the finish line. There will be nothing but shame for the others. So push yourself to the brink and prove you're no runner-up. I've been disappointed by drivers who thought they could just phone it in. Be better than that. And remember, follow the signs. You'll understand soon enough.
Yeah, definitely Watch Dogs DedSec vibes. Oh wow, you see when I'm online, yes. Because of how my settings are set up. Settings, I need to turn off the music before I get copyright strike. There. It would help if I could remember my binds. I need to turn down the music and the radio. Because otherwise, for some reason, the radio, it just disables the radio. Like, it'll still play music at, like, the starting and finish lines for some reason. I don't know why it's like that. But, yeah. Ooh, the McLaren Gold Line Edition. Ooh. That helmet sort of gives me Riders Republic vibes. Rip Riders Republic. I mean, it's not dead, but I don't think anyone really plays it. Yeah. I wish there was ways to, like, unlock a bunch of this stuff other than, like, the motor pass, but... Well, I mean, there's still, like, the bundle shop, but... I mean, that's... You don't really get that much stuff from the bundle shop. I don't think I can hear that because... Ooh! I like that nitro. Yes! I mean, it's gonna be weird because the cup's gonna be like glued to the roof. But I love silly stuff like that. Look at my look at my cola. Ooh, that's a very nice nitro too. The nitros seem great. I think they do a great job with the nitro effects. The wheels, that's interesting for off-road. Ooh, that's like an eerie type of smoke. That'd work good with a Halloween sort of vibe. I think I can join you. Yeah, I saw you go online in the Crew 2's UI. Well, that's okay. I don't think I can listen to that stuff. That might be okay depending on the color. I think the shark fin's probably very situational. Those are some colorful tires. It looks low res, if I'm being honest. Like, it looks blurry, like it hasn't completely rendered in. But it's certainly colorful. That looks cool. Lots of good stuff in the early parts for like a purplish car. Nitro, I guess that's not as good as the other ones, but still good. That's all right. I like that jacket actually. Dust Storm, that's actually really nice. That'll be awesome for off-road vehicles. And then we already looked at this stuff. This is very colorful. All right, nice. Let's see. Yeah. I still need to buy crew credits because I'm like 6,000 credits short. Let's just switch to this camera, so... Oh, wait, actually... Did they change this? I swear, you weren't able to buy the motor pass with in-game money before. You see down below me, it says 3 million credits. Or, well, it's not credits in here, I don't think. Whatever, crew currency, whatever it's called. Or it's the paid 80,000 of the paid currency. And I'm low on the paid currency, but I can actually afford to just buy it with regular currency. Okay, I guess I don't need to buy the motor pass. Cool. Bucks, yeah. Someone probably has the pro settings out for all these cars, but I'm not going to deal with that now. Unfortunately, they're still doing this weird thing with the weekly challenges where it's just gain followers. We can drive everywhere for the daily, street race, Alpha GP. Let's do a street race. That's a Motorflix event. And then I'll just track the follower stuff. The Forza economy is ruined. Rip Forza. At least it has an economy. Like, you can't trade stuff or sell stuff in Crew 2. Ow. Let's see. What's new? Does this count as a Motorflix event? It doesn't look like it. Guess we'll find out. If it doesn't, then we can do like a Motorflix Alpha GP event or something. Let me see. Invite to the crew. There was a glitch that you could do for about 15 minutes and it gave a person 300 million bucks. Oh, dang. Rip. Man, I love that this game's 60 FPS now. It's no longer a pain to come back to. I'll give you a sec to join Hyper. Oh, I don't think my honk actually plays. Decline my invitation. How could you, Hiker? Wait, what was this jump here? Oh, that was someone else. I'll send you another invite, Hyper. Yay! Alright, now you just need to accept the invite when I come in here. And I'll actually listen to the cutscene, because it probably, it's the first time I've seen it, so. Here in my epic Halo 5 Xbox One car. Okay, we're just doing this, I guess. I'm not sure. Did I have voices disabled, or was there no cutscene? Stupid AI cars. And it's definitely not because I haven't played this in ages. It's all the AI cars' fault. It's okay, I'll get back. See, I meant to do that. I just want to, like, you know, see that part of the map, you know? I wanted to see what that silo looked like up close, you know? I think this update, if I'm not mistaken, also added a bunch of new lighting and stuff. So, like, I think the sunsets and sunrises are much prettier now, which is why this event is at evening? Probably evening. But yeah, new lighting. That's a win. 60 FPS mode for Series S, which has been a long time coming. I'm very happy for. I've seen some things, some statistics out there where like a good chunk of the Xbox Series consoles sold this generation are like Series S's. Obviously, because it's like the cheapest current gen system. So it's like, yeah, it has the same processor and everything. It's just like the GPU that's the main difference. So it's like, I didn't really see why it couldn't be done to like have a 60 FPS update. But from what I understand, like the Crew 2's code's a mess. It's like TF2's code, but it's probably, my guess is it's probably worse, but unlike TF2, it actually has a developer team working on it. So, yeah. From what I've heard from people who have contacts at Ivory Tower, they say that it's a mess And it's not just as simple as like, you know, enabling the 60 FPS option on PC. And the fact that PC can only go up to 60 FPS normally on PC should tell you something about the coding for this game. Like literally, the PC version has a 30 FPS toggle and a 60 FPS toggle. I'm not, again, not talking about like Xbox or PlayStation. That's the PC version that has a 30 FPS and 60 FPS option. So I always found it crazy that it was like that. Hopefully whenever they make the Crew 3, all that stuff sorted out and it's very nice. And presumably Ubisoft would be interested in the Crew 3 because according to one of their business meetings or financial releases or whatever, it's actually, the Crew 2 is actually performing really well for Ubisoft in terms of like where they had expected it to be. Like they were supposedly like surprised at how well the Crew's doing for its age and I don't know, niche? If that's the right word. I don't know. I've said it before, like I really liked Forza and how that game went. But I like the more casual sort of handling in this game. And I think all the different activities help prevent the game from getting old and stuff. Like there's a whole lot of things that you can do in this game besides just like racing. Hyper in last place where he belongs. But hey, you know what? I can carry you, Hyper. Don't worry. You'll still pass the event. I know that Forza has added like other stuff. Okay, yeah, I definitely have voices disabled.
Call the special hotline, do not approach.
To be continued. See if the dumb car in the beginning wasn't there. Yeah. It's okay, Hyper. This game is very much a play to win type of game. Kind of like GTA, how the longer you've played the game, the more likely you are to win. Because there's not only stuff that you need to, like, you don't just need to worry about getting better cars. There's also the gear upgrades. There's also the bonuses. There's the legendary sets like I have. Getting all the way up to level 280. And then getting like a matching bonus. There's the pro settings, which honestly you can just copy from online, but I mean the pro settings do make a difference too. I'm popular now, I know. Poggers. I've got 3,000 followers since that last race. So let me see. Vehicles. Motor pass. There we go. So we are working on that. Working on that stuff. We need a touring car event. Oh, that did count as a Motorflix event. Cool. So we need a Alpha GP event and a touring car event. At least I do. I don't know if you've got different objectives. You might not even have unlocked Alpha GP depending on what you have. Oh well. I'll take you to the flashback one because I like the style of this one. I've also put it up to max difficulty for better loot. So you're kind of going to get wrecked, almost certainly. But that's okay because I'll carry you. And honestly, once you get your gear upgrades and settings adjusted, even like the hardest AI can be pretty easy. Aw, yeah, we don't hear the music because I turned the music off. It has to be like, I don't know. I think in the past I just sort of turned off the radio because if I got like a little bit of music on beginner's line or whatever, then it's not a big deal. But well, I guess it's not a huge deal here either. So. I mean, if anything on YouTube, it's better because you can just sort of snip out a small portion of the video. Or at least the copyrighted audio. And I think most of the music that tend to be in games, you know, isn't sort of stuff that flags down YouTube's takedown system where they shut off your stream live. So I like the stuff that Ludwig has been messing with, you know? Yeah, Alpha GP cars are definitely a different flavor in terms of handling. I just wish I had my super cool Alpha GP car from Stadia. But in a couple of months it's going to be shut down. Actually, have they announced an actual release date yet, or did they just say mid-January? I should play on Stadia at least one more time. I actually haven't booted Stadia up since they announced it was shutting down. Because it's like, you know, why bother making progress on there if it's just going to disappear, you know? Still though, I gotta do like one stream where I'm playing on Stadia. For old time's sake. Because once Stadia is down, you're not really going to be able to play it again, so... Whee! I also like what the Crew 2 have done in terms of, like, making, the 60 FPS updates for current gen. Like, they didn't split up the Xbox community like some people did. Rockstar. They just made it so that it runs at 60 FPS on Series S and X. So technically, we can still play with people that are on Xbox One. Even like the 2014 original VCR Xbox One, I think, can still play with us. Oh, geez. Icon 1022. Imagine what icon level I'd be at if The Crew 2 had cross progression. Maybe in the Crew 3. Alright, what else we got? Now we just need to do the touring car, and then we can do basically whatever. I guess we'll go back to, like, more of the new races after we're done with the daily stuff. Any drift stuff? You know what? There was, like, some ice, tracks that they added in the last season. And I don't think I did all of them. So that's kind of like drifting. Although, yeah, they did make drifting a lot easier. I'll see if I can... I think this might be one of them. I'm not entirely sure. I'm still not a huge fan of the drifting category, but... Alright, let's see. I don't think this is the Black Ice one. It's one of the Forsberg? I don't know how to say his name. One of those ones. I do like these tracks though. They're nice and smooth. They're nice visually. And look at that background. It's such a nice background. And if anything, now is a great time to, you know, get into the Crew 2 because there's so much content, you know? Honestly, I think the Crew 3, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think the Crew 3 should just be basically the exact same thing that they're doing now, but possibly free to play. If they like did this with like, I don't know, maybe better graphics for like the environment and stuff, made it free to play, cross-play, cross-progression, I think it would be a very popular game. I mean, heck, with how often the Crew 2 is on sale, it's basically a free-to-play game anyway. And I think that would, you know, actually make it a very appealing alternative to Forza for people that don't want to buy Forza on Xbox or pay for Game Pass. And obviously, you know, also an alternative to like Gran Turismo, which you pretty much have to buy. I think like I think there is like what's that free-to-play car game that's like on the App Store too? Oh, that's going to drive me insane until I find out what it is. It's like one of the most popular racing games. Well, not the most popular racing game, but it's like an arcadey racing game on the App Store that's also on consoles and PC and stuff. But it's not like at the same scale that this is. And it's honestly a lot more arcadey than I prefer. Because you do like flips and stuff to get boosts, and yeah. For me, the Crew 2 is sort of like a sweet spot, you know? It's realistic enough to be, you know, grounded, if that's the right word. But it's also not like slipping and sliding all over the place and frustrating you like Forza can be at times, especially on lower end cars. Alright, now I've got to look that up. It's gotta be like #1 in racing or gaming, right? Stardew Valley is actually pretty high up. Doom is on the App Store. That's cool. Roblox. Among Us is in here. Snake.io has an app. I actually didn't know that. Oh, come on. Just search for racing then. I swear. Asphalt 9. There we go. Thank you. Asphalt 9 is the game I was thinking of. I actually downloaded it on my Switch because it was like, you know, it's a racing game on Switch that like has oh, it's a racing game on Switch that I could play like when I'm on the road and stuff. But yeah, Asphalt 9 is a lot more arcadey. I think it does have cross progression. No, I would think so since it's on like phones and stuff too. Looks like all the daily stuff's done, so we can do like a drifting thing. I really do want to find that Forgsburg one. Jeez. English. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Domination Frozen. I've done like 2 of these races. Is there actually a drift one in here? Ah, missed opportunity. How could they not do like a drift in the Frozen section? Whatever, street race. Wanna get on Asphalt 9? Nah. I didn't really, it wasn't really appealing to me. Like I said, it's very arcadey, so on like the scale of like arcadey to racing sim, you've got like, I would say Asphalt 9 is very far to the arcadey side. Then you've got The Crew 2. Then you've got Forza Horizon. And then you've got Forza Motorsport and F1 20 whatever. Sort of like on the very edge. Yeah, look at these drifts, Hyper. We get to drift in this race. This is so odd. But yeah, like I was saying, in that one, you sort of like you do like flips and stuff to get boosts and build up your like boost meter, and like when you ram into enemies, I think you can like damage them or knock them out or something. I don't know. But for me, like it felt like a lot more arcadey than I prefer. And Forza Horizon even is sort of like a little bit further towards like the racing sim scenario that even I like, even though that Forza Horizon's pretty casual. And The Crew 2 is like just right in the middle for me. Like it's just arcadey enough where physics and realistic stuff isn't super annoying, but it's still grounded, you know? It's still believable, you know, that we can have a car with nitro racing around a frozen track, you know, with ice on it. It's believable, you know? Well, I'm not doing amazing at this race, but I'm not doing terrible either. Actually, you know what? I think this is normal, though. So that would explain why I'm 30 seconds ahead. I don't think I've unlocked hard mode on any of the Frozen stuff because I just didn't play these events that much. Ever since they did like ever since they moved the weekly events or the weekly challenges, I mean, to gain followers, there isn't as much of an incentive to actually play the new maps. Ooh, I just remembered though, there is the live summit though, so we should check on the live summit. Live summits are good to do as well because they give you, like, you know, extra gear, cash and stuff. And if you do well, cosmetics and cars. And specific events now give you extra rewards too, rather than having to wait until the end of the summit for anything. Hey, I got my follower stuff done. Grab epic parts while in the crew. Hey, see, look, this helps both of us, Hyper. It helps you because you get good stuff, even though you're not technically passing these races. And it helps me because I get stuff when I'm racing in a crew. Alright, so I got all the stuff done except for the final follower challenge. Where's the summit be at? Summit! You spent money on Asphalt? Ah. I didn't know you even played Asphalt before. I mean, if I liked Asphalt, it would be really cool because it is, you know, on so many platforms and stuff. I forget how this stuff works when you're in a crew. So, like, if I pick this vehicle restricted one, will it just loan you a car? Will it even invite you? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Invitation sent to crew. Hyper hasn't reached the level, did it say? I didn't see.
Three.
Well.
2. 1.
I guess you can't join this one then? You know what? Let me... Oh yeah, I did have voices turned down. Once you've played the game enough, you can just turn off the voices. That's kind of cool. Oh, you're not high enough level for the summit because you're not even icon yet. Well, in that case, I'll just do the summit another time. The summit's really good once you unlock it, though. It's basically like extra stuff for the same amount of work. Oh, well, I'm on my side. Alright, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't actually, like, playing the radio. Yeah, I like that. That's gonna be really cool on off-road stuff. That smoke. Alright, we'll do an actual drifting one. Is there one I haven't done yet? Oh, there's a new drifting one on the Forsberg race. So technically I do need to do this for 100% completion in the drifting category. Oh! See, this is what I'm talking about. It just plays music when you're at the finish line. I don't want music there. I just want music when when like a track actually has its own music. Yeah, did that Forsberg intro even have music last time? I don't know. My monster energy. I mean, I don't know how that worked, but I'm glad it did. Just get to 25,000 and then I'll be happy. I don't care after that. I don't care about high score in drifting. All I care about is that I pass. That it's marked as complete. You know what? This is a pretty good track for drifting. Got nice, nice big corners. It's nice and open. I like it. As opposed to the regular maps, which can be very, very tight, I guess. Oh yeah, there's definitely copyrighted music playing in the background. God damn it. Oh well, this part has to be muted in the VOD, so be it. See, I may not completely have my head wrapped around drifting. Well, that's the beauty of this game. There's like a whole bunch of other stuff I can do instead of drifting if I want to. Looks like you passed too, Hyper. Nice. Good to be able to do stuff that you can pass too. But see, at this point, I can technically be worse at drifting than you and still get a higher score. Simply because I have all my icon points allocated. Yeah, increase the maximum multiplier by 25 in drift events. Increase the speed multiplier by 10% in drift events. So yeah, I've got all that stuff figured out. And I've pretty much got a lot of this stuff unlocked. I'm just working on my rich, just the amount of money I get paid per event. Oh, and I didn't put any points into these because these can get annoying once you already have loot for a bunch of cars. Well, I wasn't trying to get like a bunch of points, Hyper. It's just that's how I'm not sure who that guy is. It's just that I want to pass it, and they made it much easier. Like, if we were working on these events before they made the changes to drift, then it wouldn't have been nearly as easy. Maybe we'd still be able to pass because the track's so open, but it wouldn't be easy. Like, you would lose your multiplier so fast before. Let's see. I guess we could just... We can try that on hard, I guess. After I turn off the music. Guess I'm forced to listen to this until the race starts, so you'll get a head start here. Why you gotta be like that, Crew 2? Oh. Did we back out? I guess we did. Oh well, that works. I think, what, since it's hard, we'll need 50,000 points? Okay, so that intro still plays music, despite me having radio off and the music off. That's nice. 102,000! Well, good luck, Hyper. Hopefully you learned a lot about drifting in normal mode. Hopefully I can still pull us through. Oh yeah, see, look, now that I need to, like, reach a certain point, I'll be much more, it'll be much harder for me to get to. Watch. Hey. Well, the only thing I can really do is just try to keep the multiplier. If I can keep the multiplier, then I should be able to do all right. Definitely not on the higher rankings, but you know what? It looks like I'll be able to reach the number. Alright, I think we did it. And I accidentally hit the side, so... Alright, well, it's locked in now. We've passed, so I don't really care. Ow. 128, yeah, my score is so much lower than it was last time, but oh well. Like I said, as long as it's passing, then it's whatever. Yay! All right, let's continue on with the new stuff while we're completing races that I haven't done before. Winds of change. The winds of change. It's oh, what the couch got moved back. Crew leader is left? What do you mean? I didn't leave. Failed to join event, you'll play alone. No. Did it put you in the game, Hyper? Lag screen? Oh, well. Rip in peace then. But it's weird because, like, I'm the crew leader, so it should prioritize me. I'm sure there's amazing voice acting in the background for this stuff. Because it's not like there's been bad voice acting ever in the Crew 2. Everyone has superb voice acting. I mean, if I want to be critical of these new events, it's basically just racing. There's like some pink flares, some new looking ramps, but other than that, I'm not really sure what else is here that wouldn't be available normally or wouldn't have been previously. I still think that the key to this game being successful forever is user-created content. Let us create our own races, and then it doesn't matter what Ivory Tower does. Maybe they'll do it in the Crew 3. But at the very least, if they never do that, then at least there's a good variety of content. But there's still, you know, a lot of disciplines that... I got confused. There's still a lot of disciplines that have a lot less events. Like hovercraft, for example. Oh, this is cool. It's actually forcing my car to the side. The side? The side. Yeah, like here. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe like we'll get to the big sandstorms later. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Oh, well, that tower collapsed. Something tells me that it would take more than a simple sandstorm to just knock that tower over, but you know what? I'm no architect. That's cool how it affects the race. Once that sandstorm becomes a bigger part of these races, though, I think it'll be a lot cooler. To be continued. Is that like a thing that's going to be in the open world too? Doesn't look like it. It also sort of feels like they ripped that right out of Forza Horizon. Because, you know, the intro to that game also has that stuff. Ram! I died after ramming the train head on. Who would have guessed? No. Invite to crew. You know, in a way, the motor pass being buyable with like in-game money is pretty is somewhat self-sustainable, at least, because you can earn money. You earn bucks with the motor pass, and then you use bucks to buy the next motor pass. 50,000? I mean, yeah, it's a far cry from 3 million, but it helps, right? I thought for sure I'd have to, like, you know, whip out my credit card and hide my screen on stream because I hadn't bought the motor pass yet, but no, just use your in-game money. Is this Neo guy watching the stream? If you are, let me know and I'll add you to the crew here. I saw him at the last event, but I mean, he could just be going through the events like us. Bite the dust. Another tower is crashing? Or is that just the same one? Yeah, this is cool. Well, yeah, I actually do like how the storm is affecting my car. What do you know about whipping out your credit card? I mean, I've bought stuff with my credit card before. I actually do need to get a new debit card because that one expired. Whoops. But hey, I can survive on my credit card for now. Until I feel like going into the bank. What could possibly go wrong? I wonder if the wind affects your car more on the harder difficulties. That'd be pretty cool if the harder difficulties like changes the amount of your car's being pushed or not, rather than actually changing the AI. It's like, yeah, the AI's still the same, but you're going to be swerving all over the place with this wind. I can see, like, you know, pros not really liking this stuff because, you know, it messes with the controls, but, and it seems somewhat random how much pressure is being put on your car. But I don't care. It's a nice little thing. It's a nice little change of pace, and I think everyone can agree that more content in the Crew 2 is a good thing. Unless it affects the Crew 3, in which case it's probably not a good thing. Speaking of work on sequels, I heard that the source code for GTA 6 was put on GitHub. So, that's a thing. But apparently Rockstar is also hiring people specifically to deal with, like, modders and online security and stuff. So hopefully, like, the next GTA Online is fine regardless. It's you? I'm assuming you mean you were that guy outside the event. Oh, the TF2 guy. Ah. And trader people are giving me free weapons. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you know, weapons aren't that expensive from a trading perspective, so I guess it makes sense. What'd you get, man? Hi, Stefan. Welcome to the stream. It's okay, I know what I'm doing. That's very nice to hear, though, that people are willing to spare you some weapons. TF2 can definitely be a toxic community at some times. But like, you know, I was saying, when you're into trading, especially when you've already got a bunch of stuff, like normal items aren't really worth much, so, and they're worth quite a bit to new players, so. I'm happy to hear that they're doing it. What's wrong with that tree? It's like a rubber tree right there. To be continued. What's that 7 in the bottom right? There was like a 7 with a little thing. Let's see. Complete the Aftermath Street Race to unlock. Okay. The final call in the Aftermath. I mean, I'll have to do these at some point to just unlock them, so. Just keep ramming the sofa. That's my in-game reporter voice. I got the Jag and the Rescue Ranger and the Watcher. Nice. Jag can sure be a good engineer wrench. I don't use it as much as I probably should. It can come in handy if you're on like defense and you need to throw up a sentry real quick or something. And the Rescue Ranger, well. Hey, Hyper's in second. Nice. Good to see you in a place other than last. I mean, just look at the last TF2 stream I did. Like, we had a sentry on one of the roofs on Viaduct. Ooh, nice. And I just kept remotely healing it the entire time. And the Watcher, is the Watcher like one of the spy camera cosmetics? Ah, yeah. That's an interesting combo. See, I always like the idea of the Wrangler, but I never actually use the Wrangler. I just always sort of like forget that I have it. And I think if you equip it with a Rescue Ranger too, then you're sort of limiting how much damage you can do yourself, especially if your sentry goes down. For MVM? Ah. MVM's a different matter entirely then. It's certainly been a while since I played MVM, and I don't know if I really played Engineer there. I honestly forget what I played when I played MVM. Might have been Heavy or Pyro. I do like this environment though. This is pretty nice. I like the scenery. Having like a pile up there and some stuff on the road. I think this is probably better than the contractor stuff. Because the contractor stuff in the Crew 2 always sort of felt like a side mission type of thing rather than an actual seasonal event. This actually feels like, you know, new meaty content, you know? Even if it is just, you know, a few races. Having like an actual event is better than having a bunch of random side objective stuff. I think if they added like this update, but also with the contractor combined, it would be a lot better. In terms of like the amount of content. But I'm not really one to complain about that sort of stuff because I'm not a developer. At the end of the day, I don't really know what it's like to work on this game, you know? Even, you know, TF2 and stuff, people say, just hand the game off to the community, which, by the way, would be terrible for balancing reasons, because I don't think random people online know how to actually balance a game. But you know, people assume stuff is super easy when they actually don't know anything about what they're talking about. So rather than just assume that adding more races would just be easy for Ivory Tower, given whatever resources they have, I'll just play it if I like it, and then if I don't, I'll play something else. Playing the Tower Defense Simulator at wave 117, nice. The only tower defense simulator I really have played is the Roblox one. Unless that's the one you're talking about, in which case. Even better. I don't know, it's not really a genre that I really like the idea of paying money to play. But having it in, like, you know, a free game is something I can just jump into. Oh, you're playing the Roblox one as well, but it's called Women Tower? Interesting. Yeah, people, like, you know, say that, you know, there's nothing good in Roblox, and there's a lot of cringe, don't get me wrong, but yeah, that really reminds me of Forza Horizon, that plane flying overhead. Jeez. But I'm telling you, like, if you find the right games, there's some actually legitimately good stuff in Roblox. Hyper's ahead for the moment, but that's only because I crashed. I'll soon take him over with my superior gear and icon points. And skill, of course. You swerved in front of me. I didn't swerve in front of you. I don't know, this game sort of gives me a nostalgic feeling almost. Even though it's a current game that's actively being worked on, it still almost gives me like nostalgic vibes from like when I would play this stuff on Stadia. You know, when The Crew 2 came out on Stadia, that's how I found this game, you know? Ghost Recon Breakpoint, you know, that was like an entire chunk of a year or something. Like at the time, you know, Ghost Recon Breakpoint was like the first actual like third-person shooter on Stadia, and same for The Crew 2. It was like, oh, well, I went through the plane. It was like the only real racing game on Stadia. And so I played like those games quite a bit, and that's the reason why, you know, I actually like and play these games, you know? Hey, I went into the plane a little bit faster than that. End of part 1, and we'll have to wait like 2 months before we get part 2. That's just the development cycle of The Crew 2. Ooh, I got a new vehicle for that. I guess that's good. Maybe tomorrow we can do TF2 or something. I don't know. I've never really been one to really change games midstream. And it's certainly harder on YouTube than Twitch. I love inventory management. That's cool, man. I don't care if you're free to play. Well, the only thing is that I do ask that, like, you add me for TF2. That's just sort of to protect me and whoever else I'm playing with from, like, bots and cheaters joining. Because I have had people, like, just join my my party in TF2 and just start, like, cheating. And that's not fun for anyone. Let's see. If you want to get a good amount of stuff, Hyper, we could do a New York. That'll probably take like a good half hour. But you'll get a good amount of cash and XP. Yeah, I don't know how to cheat either, but sadly it's not too uncommon in TF2. Is there a new hypercar thing? Oh yeah, there's a Forbesburg one. We can do that first. Declined. Yeah. And I know it kind of sucks to, not be able to chat and deal with the other restrictions that free-to-plays have to deal with. But I think a lot of the people complaining about that weren't here when those restrictions weren't in place. Like, imagine every time a bot joined, imagine that, but with mic spam tied into it. Like, it could be the hacker problem in TF2 could be a lot worse. Oh, this is a frozen one. No wonder I haven't done this one yet. Well, you do like drifting, Hyper, so... Yeah, well, again, that stuff's more of dealing with, like... dealing with bots on the trading side, which isn't as obvious from like the perspective of someone who isn't in the trading in TF2. But Hyper and I were just talking about how like the Forza trading economies basically crashed because there was like a glitch where you could get, I don't know, what was it, Hyper? Like 300,000 or 300 million bucks in the span of like 15 seconds. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be to that degree, but you know, if anyone was just able to like trade and like if there weren't any limits on that, you could just still have bots in TF2, but instead of like, oh, actually you could still send them into servers. I imagine those bots would still earn drops. So not only would bots be actively ruining the game by joining servers and headshotting everyone, but since bots don't need to sleep and can constantly play TF2, they would also earn drops and then ruin the economy for people out into the trading side of things. Like, imagine how bad that would be. I mean, maybe some people might say, oh, well, if everything in the game's cheap, then who cares, right? But, you know, if everything in the game is super cheap, then nothing is going to be valuable, you know? I know, we're talking about backpack space, but my point is that, like, by limiting the amount of backpack space, it helps prevent bots from farming items that can be traded and stuff. No, like what I'm saying is like the bots could then like trade those items to whoever made the bots and then honestly make them money like that. What about just people who are not bot and are AFK? Well, I mean, with AFK players, I mean, you're still paying a price. Like, you still need to keep your computer on and stuff to play the game, you know? But with like a bot farm or whatever, you can basically just have like 30, 50, 100 individual players just playing on an idle server, just farming stuff. I don't think, like, if an actual player is AFK, and I don't think that's a big deal. Because, like, you still need to pay for the power that your PC is using. So I don't really see a big deal there. Honestly, a lot of stuff that requires AFKing for video game stuff isn't really worth it when you factor in the price of electricity and stuff. Of course, if you don't pay for your electricity, then, you know, it's not as bad. But still, someone's paying for it. All right, Hyper. Well, if you're fine with it, we'll just do. We can do a New York to help get you some cash and stuff, and it'll still help me too because I do indeed like getting money and stuff in this game. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. The only thing is that if I set this to, you know, the max difficulty for the biggest payouts, then you're probably going to be behind the entire time, and you're going to be stuck there for 30 minutes. Like, you know, world record's 23, but I don't know all the shortcuts, so. I don't know, Hyper. Is that alright with you, or do you want to do smaller events? I'll leave that up to you. I'm fine either way, but... Meh, is that... I'm fine with it and don't really care, or I don't really feel like doing that day. We could do it. Let us make sure it will never happen to you. More money, more problems. Simply the best. Stroger coffee. White bands from the ground to the top. That's a very catchy slogan. Let me see. The only thing, we've done all the stuff we can do in the motor pass for now. We've checked out the new events. We've done some, even from some new events from the last season that I hadn't done yet. And we can't do the live summit stuff. Well, you can't do it until your icon level, so I don't know. Fortnite. I know. There's an event going on next week, Hyper. A week from today. I don't know exactly when the time is. Actually, wasn't the time like exactly like 3 o'clock? Like when I normally stream or something? I'll have to look at the event again, but Hyper's just causing chaos up ahead.
1.
All right, let's see. It's been a while since I've done in New York. I don't know if what the grind meta is for this game. I think it's still like there's still like shorter ones that give you rewards and stuff, but yeah, stupid NPCs. But if you want to do like a single event, or if you're planning on like playing the game for a while and you don't want to have to keep loading in and out of events, I think this is still a very good event to play. Because here you're just driving for like one long race and then you get money at the end. God damn it. But I think there are specific races where if you're willing to just replay the same stretch of road over and over again, that it's technically better. This one you just drive, you know? You don't have to deal with like, I don't know, 30 loading screens or whatever for the same amount of time you'd be playing by racing on shorter tracks. And you're actually, you know, playing the game. What an amazing idea, playing the game rather than sitting through loading screens. I wonder if they'll change that too for the Crew 3. Because we got all these new fancy SSDs, so might as well use them, right? I mean, for stuff like this, I mean, I don't really know how they can just remove loading screens, because they have to place like props on the road or, you know, railings and stuff for certain events. So I'm not sure how they would do that. Yeah, without a loading screen. But presumably it would be a lot faster than it is now, at least. Or you know what? If it's a cross-play, cross-progression game, then you can just tell who's on like a hard drive and stuff, and who's actually playing on the new consoles or a high-end SSD. Kind of like GTA Online for, well, the old gen version. You could sort of tell like who was playing on a hard drive from the original Xbox One and who was playing on a Series X with an SSD, because my loading times would be drastically worse when I would play with some other people. And of course, on the current gen version of GTA Online, everything loads quickly because everyone's on an SSD. And for the Series X at least, the only real difference is the GPU. Hey, I remembered this shortcut at least. Just going straight. That's really the only one I do. I don't really know the other ones. I know there's some crazy strategies out there where if you go off-road on certain spots and then respawn, you can save a lot of time. And that's probably what the person that got the 23-minute world record did. But I don't know, I ain't going to remember all that. If I'm playing this, I'm just doing it to, you know, earn money and stuff all in one go rather than in a bunch of small events. Oh my goodness! I went flying right there. That was close. Let's see, this is what I like about this game. It's nice and chill. I was thinking about streaming Fortnite today because of the upcoming event, but it's like, man, I don't feel like sweating through Battle Royale or whatever. Actually, you know what? Didn't they add like a LTM where it's like 50v50 except it's 40v40? I heard that kind of sucked though, because it was pretty laggy. I don't know. If they added that back, then I would totally play that, but... This is a good game that you can just sort of pick up, play, and not worry too much. Especially, like I said, once you have your max level gear, pro settings, and icon points set. Like, even the hardest difficulty guys can be pretty easy to beat. At least in most events. Some of them, the AI is just really, really strong, but to like an unfair degree versus like this. Like, I'm not even really sweating here. Like, I'm just sort of driving and I'm like 10 seconds ahead on the max difficulty for this race. Of course, I'm just that good too, but... It's a good game where you can just sort of pick up and play, and even if you haven't played for like a month or something, you know, there's a good chance that something new has been added, or there's something you can work towards. And it's not even like some challenges for other games where it can be really tough or sweaty to complete. Like, you know, we did all the challenges for the daily challenges and for the weekly challenges. And, you know, that can be like, you know, a bad thing because, you know, if it's too easy, then you complete it really quickly and then you don't play it. But I don't know. This isn't a game that I think you really play. At least once you've completed like all the events you wanted to. It's not really a game where you play for a month straight, you know? For me, I always like to hop on when there's a new season / battle pass. Finish the battle pass and then, you know, take a bit of a break at that point. But hey, you know what? It's okay. Oh my goodness, what's going on with the rankings board? Neil and Travis are battling it out for 3rd and 4th. It's just flickering back and forth like that. Alright, there we go. They settled it. I just wish that the AI traffic wasn't a thing in races. I get it, it would probably feel more empty without AI cars, but at some point they just get in the way. But yeah, if you guys want to join my Fortnite game for the Fortnite event next week, make sure you're here when I'm live, because I'll be going in like very shortly after the queue pops up. I'll try to join the game early, and you know, I don't want to like back out mid-game, you know. But it's supposedly a really long event. Like some people, like I think Fortnite on their blog post said that you can join up to 40 minutes late, which would suggest that the event's more than 40 minutes long. It could just be like, you know, you can start the event for 40 minutes, but I don't know, that'd be weird. You'd go through it like multiple times. I don't know how it works, but it sounds like it's going to be a pretty lengthy event, and if it's like a one-time thing, then it's going to be pretty interesting to see. They've been sort of teasing it quite a bit on Twitter, like the nothing is coming. And it'll be exciting because it's like my first actual Fortnite event that I'll be a part of. Well, at least, you know, viewing live, you know. I've seen the other events on YouTube and it looks so cool. Like Fortnite events are just so detailed and stuff. And, you know, it sucks that they're only one-time events, but the fact that they're only one-time events makes it even more valuable. It's sort of like what we were talking about earlier, where, like, you know, if everything is super easy to get, then it's not really valuable. And I think that that's why they make these events one-time only, because it places a lot of value when they do announce events. It's like, oh shoot, there's an event coming up in Fortnite, I better be on for that, otherwise I won't be able to see it. I know there's some events where they've had like multiple showings for like people in different time zones and stuff, but other than that, you know, yeah. Like, you know, there's quite a few notable Fortnite pros and content creators that like, that live in like Australia and stuff. But you know, the timing for Australian creators doesn't really match up with say East Coast Americans, you know, or Europeans. So I think there's probably going to be like a time or two after that where maybe you'll be able to see it. Or maybe not. Maybe you just have to wake up early. Just launch Fortnite in the middle of the night. That kind of sucked, but I bet you that there's Fortnite creators out there who are making videos and live streams that will get up early for the first showing, because you know that there's people that are going to want to have content on that ASAP, you know, like the minute it drops. Almost at the halfway mark, 10% off. Yeah, like I said, this takes a while, but the rewards are worth it. So, I mean, Hyper, technically you don't even need to race. You still need to be here, because if you go AFK, it will disconnect you, but I mean, you could go off-roading and it won't matter, because I'll still get first. And you'll get the rewards because I'm going to come in first. But yeah, technically you could just go wherever you want. It sucks that the impressions on the Fortnite LTM were so bad, because I loved 50v50 back in the day. Even though it was like, back then you had to have build mode enabled, I loved 50v50 because, you know, you could actually, your individual contribution didn't matter as much. And so if you were like losing and stuff, it would be like, oh, well, my team isn't doing that well, or maybe, you know, there's just better people on the other team overall. But it left options open to you, you know? Like, I could technically, like, carry a bunch of meds, right? And then just bring it, be like a medic, and just bring, like, med kits to the front line. And then that could be something I would do, or something. And it wouldn't be terrible, because, like, a terrible waste, because, you know, I would still be contributing. Oh, God. I hate it when you get stuck on the outside of the railing. You don't want me to slow down, Hyper, because if I come in first, then it technically counts as you coming in first, since we're in a crew. I do like that about this game, how you can sort of like literally carry people or be carried through events, and, you know, just help each other out, because, you know, that's what the crew's about. PvP is fine at certain times, but, you know, I like being able to help people, dang it. Oh my goodness. It's so hard to, like, do this stuff. Too close. Oh my goodness. I don't really like any of these. I think I've unlocked some, but I haven't customized them anyway. Oh yeah, we're past the halfway part. Yay. 18 minutes in, we're halfway there. Are you just like stopped and just experimenting with the emotes hyper? I'm feeling classy. Whatever. Honestly, sometimes in this game, because of how the physics work, it's honestly sometimes better to just ram into a wall than to stop. If you maintain your max speed and then your acceleration's good too, it can sometimes be better to just ram into a wall than to like brake and slow to a crawl to actually make a turn. Probably wasn't worth it there though, but in some cases, especially with a wall, it can be worth it. Ah! I approve of your anger. I'm crying with laughter. I can tell you with basically absolute certainty that like no one uses this. I've seen people using it a couple times, but most of the time people can just like message someone or, you know, maybe just use like the follow me command or the do you want to race command to just like do that. But hey, that's what happens when you have like a super limited chat system. I'm a little nervous. I'm using motion controls. I did see that they announced the new pack for Mario Kart. Did they release it or announce the new wave of DLC for Mario Kart? I don't know. I mean, it all feels nice and all to get DLC for Mario Kart, but I'm just not too interested, especially when I can complete the new tracks on all difficulty modes in like the course of a couple hours. But it's okay. See, look at this. This is a nice sunset. Look at that. That was good. The Crew 2 wasn't always so colorful. Oh my goodness, look how far it put me back. I mean, hey, you know what? As everyone likes to see like quality of life updates like that for their favorite games, you know? Like technically, you know, Ivory Tower didn't have to even put in a 60 FPS mode. They could have just said, you know what? This game was made for Xbox One and PS4. We're just going to keep releasing content at 30 FPS. And probably not have really, you know, suffered that much because of it. But since they made like a 60 FPS mode, you know, it keeps their current fans happy and makes it so they're more likely to play more and that they're more likely to spend money on the Motor Pass here as opposed to going to Forza or something. So it makes sense, you know. It's not like there's no financial incentive for them to do it, but you know, I always said like about GTA, for example, that GTA deserves to be played in a higher resolution at a higher frame rate than, you know, 1080p 30 FPS on console, you know? Because that's what GTA was before expanded and enhanced, you know? 1080p 30 FPS and the original settings that, you know, that was made for like the VCR, Xbox One, and the base PS4, you know? And if it takes like them selling the new version of the game to justify having the game run in like 4K or 60 FPS, then it's worth the price to me. I understand that, you know, a lot of games will do that for free as part of an update because they, due to the way they're monetized, it's better to just make it as part of an update and then make that money back off of people who would continue to buy battle passes and microtransactions. But for GTA, for whatever reason, you know, they decided that the best way to do that would be to sell a new version. Could they have made all that money back with extra revenue they would get from shark cards? I don't really think so. I think most of the people that would buy shark cards probably would buy them regardless of whether or not the game was in 30 FPS or 60 FPS. Regardless of if the game was in 1080p or not. So I'm not sure if, from the perspective of a company whose main purpose is to make money and stuff, you know, I'm not sure it really made the most sense to do it like that. I better be there. Okay, I was gonna say, if that had put me like around the corner or something, I'd have been pissed. I hate the stupid super long barriers. Because look at this. Look how far you would have to drive outside the barriers to drive back in. It just screws you over. And the second place NPC is almost caught up now. You get stuck on the other side of one of those barriers and it sucks. The good news is, though, that I think the rest of the race is pretty easy. Once you get to like 80% or so, it's like the final portion of the race, and I don't think there's really any major tight corners that really mess you up too badly. So while it's closer than I normally am, it's not going to cost me first place. I'm so far back that I just put a hair tie on the right trigger. I'd just be a little cautious about, you know, putting like stuff on your controller and stuff. Like a rubber band, sure, but like jamming something into your controller is, I don't know, it sounds a bit risky to me. Did I ever tell you how I did the Lester playing glitch back in the day? Like, I know I told the story about the Lester playing glitch and how it was like the only real big glitch that I did in GTA Online back in the day. I jammed my controller up against the book to hold down the right trigger, but that wasn't good enough because, you know, in GTA Online, it'll detect if you're just holding down the same combination of buttons forever. So, you know, I couldn't just like jam my controller stick forward and hold down my trigger and expect that to work because, you know, eventually Rockstar would see, oh, this guy's been walking in a straight line, holding down this trigger for like 2 hours. That's not normal. And then boot you out. So what I did, like I said, I put my controller up against the book to hold the trigger down. Or was it the trigger? I don't know. Maybe it was just the control stick. But I got a piece of string, pretty long. I tied one end of the string to my control stick, and I tied the other end to a fan, and then I just turned the fan on, and as the fan turned to like blow air on different parts of my room, it would change the direction that my GTA Online character was walking in. So Rockstar would never see that you know, I wasn't at my controller, because depending on, you know, how often they check it, I would be doing different control inputs because the fan's moving around. But yeah, that's how I did the Lester playing glitch overnight back in the day. You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I wedged the book up against my left control stick to make my character always move forward. And then I think I tied the string to the end of my right control stick so that my camera would move around and therefore, you know, I would go in different directions. I wouldn't always go like, you know, in the same direction because it was tugging at the controller. Just a clever way for me to bypass Rockstar's anti-AFK solution. And then, you know, of course, I used all that money to like buy all the garage spaces that you possibly could at the time. Bought some upgrades for vehicles, and then that was pretty much it. My bank account was reset, but you know, at the time, Rockstar didn't reset accounts completely for glitches, especially since it was a very common and easy to do glitch. But yeah, now that Rockstar fully resets accounts back to level 1, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. even if it does turn out to be a very popular, easy glitch, not worth losing my progress over. But yeah, at the time they just wiped your bank accounts. But if you had bought something, you got to keep it. So yeah, I basically spent all the money I got from the Lester playing glitch on, you know, garages, upgrades, and stuff. And I know some people just bought a bunch of the same car, and then when their bank accounts were wiped, they would go and sell those cars so that they could keep the money. See, I got my first 10 million and I bought the CEO garage. I think I owned all the businesses that were available at the time. So that's why, you know, I ended up getting like the upgrades for the garages. Like I have all the garages available for the nightclub. I have nothing to use that space for. But you know what? Since I have it, I have it. Normally, it would be a big waste of money to just buy all that garage space. But thanks to the Lester plane glitch, I just have it if I ever need it. Yay! And that finished the followers challenge too. 375k, not bad, huh, Hyper? Oh yeah, and you probably also get all this legendary loot too. It'll be a lower level, but look at all that legendary loot. And I imagine your level went up quite a bit there too. Yeah, look, you're famous now, Hyper, instead of just popular. I don't need to unlock that stuff. What? It said I got a new icon point. Liars. GTA dupe glitches? See, I think that's the other reason why Rockstar wanted to just charge for the new version. Because if glitches are still going to be a thing in expanded, enhanced, or on the next gen consoles, then why would they expect people to buy shark cards, you know? Actually, you know, the more we talk about this, having them charge for the next gen version of GTA makes more and more sense. Because they don't really have a battle pass for Grand Theft Auto. They don't have like a bunch of microtransactions. All they got is shark cards and, well, just recently GTA Plus. But you know, they don't have a battle pass to like keep people engaged. They don't have a cosmetics store. Yeah. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think that with all the problems with GTA's monetization style, the more it makes sense for them to just charge for the new version. And like I said, I'm happy with it, you know? I'm happy to have like an extra boost in quality and frame rate for the price. Could you like just crank up your settings on PC? Sure. But not everyone wants to do PC. People want to play on consoles, and sometimes on console you have to pay for convenience, you know? Convenience is just sort of part of the cost associated with it. It's sort of like mods versus DLC. Like, I could mod games on PC that add features that a DLC might have, but at the same time, you know, then you have to know how to do mods and stuff, and sometimes the mods might not work right or cause other bugs, or in worst case scenario have like malicious code or whatever in it. So sometimes you just have to pay. Sometimes part of the cost for consoles is the convenience of having things work. And if things don't work on console, then it's just a bad developer. Because that's the entire reasoning behind consoles. You pay for convenience, damn it. You should deliver it to your customers. It should be like a sort of a pro and con between like console and PC. Like PC might have to tinker with a bit more, but things might be cheaper, for example. Or you might be able to do certain things that aren't available on console. But for console, you really just download the game and then you're good. And I think there is something to be said about having that convenience. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end the stream for today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, then be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed. Join the Steam group and Discord to get notified of when I go live. I'll be back tomorrow, probably for some TF2. If it's not TF2, it'll be more of this, but we'll see. Also, my schedule might be a little different tomorrow because I'm going over to a family member's house for dinner tomorrow, as opposed to just going out to dinner like we usually do. So I don't know if we're leaving earlier or later than normal. So tomorrow's stream might even be shorter than usual. Hopefully it's not, but I'll just have to keep in touch and see what's up. So yeah, just setting expectations for tomorrow. But that's it for today. Thank you guys for coming by and watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.